When you think of a cookie skillet, it sounds super decadent, right? Like, how could I ever fit something like that into my macros? As always, I'm here to show you that you don't have to skip dessert in order to reach your fitness goals. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we have 10 high protein, low calorie cookie skillet recipes that all have around 400 to 450 calories and 35 to 40 grams of protein each. So let's get started, shall we? So first up, we've got the s'mores cookie skillet. So a lot of the cookie skillets have like somewhat similar formulas, as you'll see, but they're very different in many ways. Obviously, the toppings and stuff like that. Cookie skillets, they are one of the first high protein, low calorie desserts that I've ever posted. And then since then, I've just made so many different flavors. I feel like they're so good because they're so decadent and they're so gooey, but then there's also like a pretty big portion. You get a pretty good bang for your buck. They're very quick to bake as well. So you obviously have to get this 6-inch mini cast iron skillet. Always have to spray with cooking spray so the batter doesn't stick. I got this from Amazon. It's actually linked in my store, which is linked in the description. And so yeah, for this one, you're gonna put mini marshmallows as toppings, mini chocolate chips, and graham cracker crumbs. You could definitely put the toppings on like as I'm doing, like before you bake it. The marshmallows won't burn or anything like that. They'll be perfectly charred, which is great. Although I am the kind of person where like if I'm sitting around a fire, I want my marshmallows to be like burnt. Like that is just how I want them. Look at how gooey it is. I think one of the biggest tricks for cookie skillets is to not over bake them. You want them to be gooey, so use the bake time on the screen. Honestly, I think if you want to be more safe than sorry, go a little bit lower just in case, because all ovens are different. And then look at how like the toppings are just like so gooey into the batter like that. I guess for some people, cakey is their thing, so maybe put in a bit more if that's your preference, but for me, nah. Look at how gooey and delicious. So good. Next up, we've got a Biscoff cookie skillet. So I used PEScience snickerdoodle protein. This is like one of my favorite flavors. It just tastes like snickerdoodly cinnamony goodness. So if you want to purchase from PEScience, it is a whey casein blend. It's great for baking. Use my discount code FIT15, but otherwise if you use whey, that's totally fine. But yeah, if you don't have snickerdoodle protein, feel free to just use vanilla and just put a little bit of cinnamon in there. There's always substitutes. I feel like you could always just use chocolate or vanilla, like if you don't have the protein powder that I specify. But yeah, for this one, I decided to put a little bit of crushed Biscoff cookie into the batter and then also top it with Biscoff in a bottle, which you'll see. But yeah, you can use the back of a wet spoon to spread out the batter. Just make sure it's even. Top it with a bit more of the Biscoff crumbs. And then you're going to bake it and then add the Biscoff drizzle on top. So I have this like bottle thing that I got on Amazon. If you don't have it, you could just like use the regular Biscoff and just melt it a bit. If you want, you could also put the Biscoff in the middle. I just wanted it to look aesthetically pleasing, but yeah, look at how good it looks. This one I maybe over baked like the slightest tad. As you can see, it's a little bit less gooey. But yeah, just do whatever you prefer. It's going to be delicious either way. Okay, you guys are in for a treat for this next one. Dubai chocolate cookie skillet. Oh my god. I think this one might be my favorite. I just love anything Dubai chocolate. I do feel like I miss the initial Dubai chocolate craze, and I really should have made these flavors earlier, like when it was more popular, but I feel like you can never go wrong with Dubai chocolate. So we're gonna be making Dubai chocolate everything because I have that like container of pistachio cream and I need to use it up. So yeah, so basically I decided to put the chocolate in the middle, like chocolate chips to kind of like a milk chocolate center. And then you're gonna put the toppings after. So you're gonna put half the batter in, put the chocolate chips, bake it. And then what I did was I crumbled the puff pastry, then I combined it with the pistachio cream to make it kind of look like this. So it makes it very Dubai chocolate-esque. If you don't care about the macros as much, you could also like pour some chocolate on top, but I just kind of wanted it to be in the middle like that, so then it like combines with the pistachio cream. It looks so good. Oh my god, this one was delicious. I like devoured it right away. I just love the texture of the Dubai chocolate, like the crunchiness of the pistachio cream with the puff pastry and then the creaminess of the chocolate. It's so good. Okay, I'm sorry about this next one. I know it's a little too early for Christmas stuff, but this one is a gingerbread skillet cookie, and I just had to include it in here because it's one of my favorites. I make it every year. I know there's a few spices in there. Instead of using all those spices, you could do allspice, but I just couldn't find that. We're gonna use brown monk fruit, and then we're also gonna use molasses. Those are like the main ingredients that make it like gingerbready. Molasses is so annoying because when you're trying to pour it, it like barely pours out. But yeah, I honestly can't wait for like fall recipes, Christmas recipes. I feel like every year I do end up repeating some stuff, but then I just like make it better. It's really easy to come up with content during that time as well. Cause in the summer, sometimes I'm struggling. I'm like, what exactly do I do? But yeah, you could either use, like I know on Amazon, sometimes there's a 6-inch or 6.5-inch mini cast iron skillet. So you could use whatever's there. I guess you could even use a 4-inch one. It just might be like kind of popping out, but yeah, this looks so good. I remember the batter being delicious, and I decided to add some white chocolate chips. I feel like that just complemented the gingerbread. If you want, you could not add any chocolate, and then the macros might be a bit better, but I feel like it's worth it. And look at how gooey that looks. Oh my God. And I use that decor as well. It looks so cute. This next one is one of my favorites. It's the Brookie Skillet. So I guess it's a mix of a cookie skillet and a brownie. Don't sue me. I obviously had to include it in this video. So you're going to make the brownie layer and then you're going to make the cookie layer. But you definitely have to use the light margarine. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, can I just replace it with applesauce? But a lot of times when you do that, it just gets like really spongy. And for this particular recipe, I felt that it was like necessary. Oh, I forgot to mix the chocolate chips in before, so I just mixed them in when it was in the cookie skillet. But yeah, basically just set that aside and then you're gonna make this cookie layer. So good. I did also a while back make like actual brookies, like just not in a skillet, but brookies. That was really good. I should probably make that again. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit crumbly when you mix it together, so you might have to just like mix it with your hands and then just put the chocolate chips in. And then what you're gonna do is kind of like put them in little globs as I'm doing here. It'll make sense after. But yeah, you do that and then maybe put a little bit of the brownie stuff on top and then bake it. The bake time, I would say maybe err on the side of caution, like bake it for a bit less than shown on the screen just in case. But then yeah, it looks so good. It turned out so well and it's so decadent and sweet. Next up, we have a white chocolate peppermint skillet cookie. So again, this one is another like Christmas-y holiday one. So sue me. So for this one, you're gonna use white chocolate, and then you're also gonna use peppermint extract and crush of candy cane. So peppermint extract's pretty easy to find. Like you can find it at any grocery store, especially like around the holidays or even not during the holidays. But candy canes are pretty hard to find not during the holidays, I will say. Like I obviously need to batch content like in November, so then I usually end up just getting stuff on Amazon because I can't find it in stores. But yeah, make sure to crush it up in like smaller pieces. You don't want like giant chunks of it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like the biggest fan of peppermint usually, or like mint chocolate or that sort of thing, but for these holiday recipes I kind of like get into the mood and let it slide sort of thing. But I wouldn't just like reach for peppermint at any time of the year. But yeah, put a little bit of it on top as well as the white chocolate chips and then you're good to go. It looks so gooey and good, and we got the Christmas decor out again. I hope I still have that lying around somewhere. Okay, we're breaking out the pumpkin. I mean, it's end of August. Well, actually, by the time you see this, it's going to be September. So fall recipes are fine. So this one is a white chocolate pumpkin cookie skillet. I'm so excited to break out the fall recipes. So similar ingredients to the gingerbread one, kind of, except we're going to mix pumpkin in it. But yeah, I don't have my hands on the pumpkin protein from PEScience yet, but again, if you don't have it, you could just use vanilla. That's totally fine. We're already adding a bunch of pure pumpkin in there, but I absolutely can't wait for them to release it. It gives me just like such good vibes. But yeah, this is bright orange, and then you're gonna put white chocolate chips. I love the mini ones. Honestly, they're better because then you can just like distribute them throughout. But yeah, always make sure to spray it with cooking spray, otherwise it's gonna stick. And then put a little bit more mini chocolate chips on top, or you could put like graham cracker crumbs or something like that, or maybe Biscoff. I don't really know what else would pair with pumpkin. Yeah, I see you have red nails in this clip. I feel like I should paint my nails red. I have them as a baby blue, and that's not fall color at all, but this looks so good and decadent, and it's under 400 calories, which is great. So we've got the classic chocolate chip skillet cookie. This is the first skillet cookie recipe I ever made. This one pairs really well with ice cream. This is kind of like where it all began. I got this idea actually from this guy named the Flexible Dieting Lifestyle. His name is Zach. He used to post a lot of these recipes. I remember my first attempt to make a skillet cookie. Like, I didn't know that you had to make it in like a skillet or like ramekin or whatever, and it ended up being so dry. Yeah, this is a picture of it on the screen here. It just like, I tried to like convince myself it was good. I was like, this is delicious. But in reality, it was like really dry, and I was like, this looks nothing like the one he posted. But yeah, honestly, the bake time and the ingredients you use make a big difference. He used to use this ingredient called like cookie butter powder, which was like his product that you could only get shipped to the US. And I was kind of frustrated because I like couldn't get my hands on that product. So then that's like the main reason actually I decided to make my own version with my own ingredients, whatever. But yeah, I just use mini chocolate chips just to like distribute everything. The macros are already really good, but if you're trying to cut down even more on macros, obviously don't add ice cream, just eat it on its own. Or if you want to put a little bit less powdered peanut butter, a little bit less chocolate chips. But yeah, this tastes so delicious on its own or paired with whatever. We only have a couple left, guys. This one is a birthday cake skillet cookie. This one is so simple. Again, similar to some of the other ones, but obviously we're going to be adding sprinkles. I love birthday cake flavored things, even when it's not around my birthday. I feel like to level this up, you could use like birthday cake extract. Like I've seen people use it. I just don't know where to find it. But if you really want to give it that like authentic birthday cake flavor, but otherwise this one's pretty similar to the chocolate chip one. The macros are already really good, but if you're trying to cut down even more on macros, obviously don't add ice cream, just eat it on its own. Or if you want to put a little bit less powdered peanut butter, a little bit less chocolate chips. But yeah, this tastes so delicious on its own or paired with whatever. Another thing I've done with the birthday cake skillet, if you want to jazz it up, is do like cream cheese frosting or like a cream cheese filling. I don't know why I was like, oh, maybe just like adding something else other than the sprinkles. But yeah, this looks so good and gooey, and you can eat it on days, even when it's not your birthday. Lastly, we only have one more, and this is the cookie skillet without protein powder. So I got so many requests for this because obviously all the other recipes in this video have protein powder, and I made a video, I'll link it on the screen, with a bunch of desserts that don't have any protein powder. So I think that'll be really good if that's what you want to see. But yeah, it was definitely hard getting the formula correct for this recipe. I definitely had to do it a few times because the first time I made it, it was like dry. But yeah, it's definitely hard to make like high protein, low calorie desserts without protein powder because you have to kind of pick the ingredients strategically so it still tastes good and tastes sweet, because the sweetness comes from the protein powder a lot of the time. But for this recipe, we're just using like more sweetener. We're also using the powdered peanut butter, which adds sweetness, and then of course the chocolate chips. So I put on the screen, like if you want to bake it for 17 minutes, it ends up more gooey, and then 20 minutes for cakey. This is because, again, I had to make this recipe a couple times and I kind of realized the differences here. But yeah, this one looks really good and like full. Again, it's so filling. Macros are amazing, and I just love the sweetness of the chocolate chips combined with the fluffiness of the cookie. Yeah, so the first one was cakey, and then this one's going to be gooey, as you can see. So just like whatever you prefer. Obviously, I prefer the gooey, as everyone knows, but I see a lot of people commenting like, oh, this is more like a cake and not like a cookie. And like, I mean, kind of yes, but it's still delicious. So give me a break. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you're looking for more dessert recipes. So I'll link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel, and I post new videos every week. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.